And then bam, on the right, out of nowhere, Sean from Southern California opens up a monster sprint. Hey guys, welcome back to another Alviso. This is from a couple months back. We have all the hitters in today's race. Thirsty Bear, we have San Jose Bike Club, handful of other really strong riders, including Sean from Southern California, guy to look out for in the field sprint for sure. And yeah, big crosswinds like usual. You can see in the blue arrows in the bottom right-hand corner. But before we get into the race content, quick message from our sponsor today, and that is Ekster. Look, guys, there is somebody in your life right now. You are sitting there thinking, what Christmas present do I get this person? This is a pretty solid choice right here. And to be honest, I was just going to do the ad read, but they sent me this wallet, and I had the full-blown dad wallet before, you know, the trifold. It's like 3 inches thick, full of old receipts and stuff. But these are actually pretty cool. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. It's got a slim, pretty sleek design. The cards just shoot out of the front. There's also a money clip right on the front there. There's RFID protection. You know, it's small, but it feels pretty robust in the hand. It's made out of premium materials. So they have a sale going on right now. In fact, they have sales going on pretty much now through Christmas, but the best one is right now. So if you follow the link in the description, you can check out some discounts up to 40% off their website. So with that said, let's get into today's race footage. Okay, first lap, just kind of shooting the breeze with my buddy next to me. And then first lap attack by Thirsty Bear. Seriously, the first lap, I say. Thirsty Bear means business today. I immediately have to get on it. I mean, I don't have to, but like, I don't want to be chasing them for this entire race. And I don't even have to look back. But let's take a look in the rear cam real fast. Yep, that's Jerome in my wheel. And this is the one, too. I mean, this is good teamwork. This is Thirsty Bear racing well, using their numbers to their advantage. And by the time I close it down, of course, there goes the counterattack. And I'm like, you guys stink. But you know what they say. If your competition is upset, it means you're probably doing something well. So I just don't want to be we're like 2 minutes into this race. I just don't want to be doing this effort 2 minutes into this race. But I look back, and now look, we have Thirsty Bear, San Jose, and myself. These are the two teams I identified as being a big threat in this race. And now we have a gap off the front of the peloton. So I don't want to be committing to a first lap attack, but I'm kind of forced to in this position because this might have the legs, pardon the pun, this might have the legs to make it to the finish. So put my head down, take a few hard pulls, and see what happens. But it's not meant to be, and Thirsty Bear counters. And once again, compliments to them for just doing this the right way. And this is rough. A lot of energy I've already committed on the first lap. And not only am I not in an established breakaway at this point, I'm actually behind an established breakaway in a chase group, which isn't ideal. This is not a great position for me. Okay, so we've done some chasing, and I've realized that the group isn't exactly motivated to help me chase the breakaway back, which has now grown to 5 strong riders. So I'm going to attempt a solo bridge, and that's going to happen right about now. Notice I slingshot past the front riders, and I carry a bunch of my speed through the tailwind section, and all of these things together maximize the potency of my attack, discourages others from chasing and sitting in my draft. And it works. I get across, but this is so frustrating. Maybe you guys have experienced this before too. The moment I make contact with the lead group, they all sit up and they let Blaine from Thirsty Bear just roll off the front again. And here I am I'm yelling at them to chase because I am in no position to do another monster effort like that. So once I see Max going, I have to jump on his draft and roll turns with him.
Just keep him at like 5 seconds.
So that's right. We're going to try to keep the Thirsty Bear rider at about a 5-second gap off the front. And this is aimed at reducing the effectiveness of their 1-2 counterattacks. Or not. But I don't think others behind got the message because they just started attacking, which is a bummer for them and for me. But hey, that's bike racing. So as soon as we're about to catch the group of 2 that's off the front, I decide I'm going to be a little bit more proactive, put my head down, and I'm going to launch an attack myself. I don't want to wait around for Thirsty Bear to continue doing their thing, their 1-2 attack. You see me checking back right there. I'm seeing if we have a gap, and we do. And also, not surprisingly, I lure out. This is Jerome from Thirsty Bear taking a hard pull. We fall immediately into rotation. This is looking pretty good. But it's not good enough. And we're brought back. And you guessed it, Thirsty Bear on the counterattack once again. Damn, it's so frustrating how good they are at racing. Max ends up jumping across, and I'm tired as hell, but I have to follow that one, or else I risk losing the race. So I bridge across to Max, and then when I look back, I realize, to my surprise, we have a gap. So I just put my head down, I continue to ride hard, and I make sure to close this gap all the way down to Thirsty Bear because Blaine has been known to sneak away, even when you have him a couple of seconds away. So I just have to neutralize this threat immediately. And if you want the truth, other than this one final attempt I make to break away inside of the final 5 kilometers, which was immediately neutralized by Thirsty Bear, by the way, the rest of the race was pretty chill. And this is usually the case when the first half of the race is just totally bananas and still no breakaway gets away. You'll find in the final couple of laps, everyone just kind of sits up and waits for the field sprint. Okay, so we're coming through 1 lap to go. It's all together. We're getting ready for a field sprint. I'm going to do my best to stay on the Thirsty Bear train because they're likely to keep things together. You see Matt here dropping back. Matt's another very powerful sprinter. He's likely going to get on my wheel. You see in the rear camera, that's exactly what he does. But I want to stay on Thirsty Bear because they're probably going to control things, and they're definitely going to position their field sprinter, Jerome, who's in front of me now, right at the front of the race with a whole bunch of speed at 200 meters to go in order to give him the best chances at a field sprint win. But a couple of kilometers later, I find myself on the front. Like, this is a bad position to be in. You know, you don't want to be too far back. You also don't want to be too far towards the front. So I kind of made a mistake here. I should have just stayed on Thirsty Bear. And then here come these predictable last lap attacks from those who aren't really confident in their chances from a field sprint. And I just need to like fall back and not be on the front right here. I'm going to move to the right here. This is a left to right crosswind. It's the sheltered side of the road. I need to fall back and not be stuck on the front chasing those two riders who, by the way, inside of 1,500 meters to go, like two riders, if they get together and start working together, that's pretty threatening for the finish. So I don't want to be stuck chasing. I want to lean on the Thirsty Bear duo. And you're going to see a theme here. I am going to stay on Thirsty Bear because I know they want to position themselves for the field sprint. And this is the right position. So yes, back on Thirsty Bear. Now, for some reason, Jerome's let me in between him and his lead out. So I'm kind of in between the two Thirsty Bear riders. But I want to stay here as long as possible, as long as we're going fast. This is a straight headwind, 26, 27 miles an hour. Doesn't seem like it's that fast, but I'm being sheltered. And in a headwind, that is actually a pretty fast rate of speed. So I'm not as concerned about those two riders anymore. I can still see them up the road. They maybe have 4 or 5 seconds. They're not even working together. It's actually down to 1 or 2 seconds now. It looks like they're just about caught. This position is pretty much ideal. This is the time in the race where inside of 1 kilometer to go, you start thinking about who's in front of you, and you want to time it perfectly. So you're hitting the front of the race at 200 meters to go at that sprinting distance. And I think with 5 or 6 riders in front of me, not particularly organized, I think this is pretty much ideal. I am getting a decent draft. It's a left to right crosswind through here. But a funny thing's going to happen. I'm going to try to move up here a couple of wheels. And Blaine is a pretty skilled bike racer. He's not going to let me just get in for free. So he's going to keep me out wide on the left here and force me out into the wind. Now, under normal circumstances, this would be pretty catastrophic for a field sprint. But it's because there's not much control, we're not going that fast. I mean, we're going 31 miles an hour. Being out in the wind just for a couple of seconds wasn't too consequential. And now we're starting to wind things up. I'm going to get right back on. You're seeing a theme here. Again, this is the pattern. I'm back on a Thirsty Bear's wheel. And now we're going 35. This is when it's important to have a draft. And that's when Blaine starts to open it up. He probably thinks that Jerome's on his wheel, but instead it's me. And then bam, on the right, out of nowhere, Sean from Southern California opens up a monster sprint. And I got to be honest with you guys, this was scary for a moment, but he went pretty early. I have a chance to sit in his draft and catch my breath for just a moment, and I still had time to come around him to take down another Alviso win. I think we got up to 42, maybe 43 miles an hour. Super fast one, 184 beats per minute. Damn, Sean had a fast one. I think if the finish line were 50 meters earlier, he would have had it in the bag, but he just couldn't quite hold it to the line and ended up leading me out instead. So thanks for hanging in there, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.
Dude, just barely. Good sprint. You came launching out of the peloton.
I know.
Early. I thought we were going fast already.